Hi, I'm making this video to pretty much explain why I made the page that I did. Basically, I am appalled, and I'm not slightly amused at all. I'm absolutely disgusted and sickened by the way people have been treating other people. People have been treating each other like they're objects, like they're materials, and like their merchandise pretty much, giving them value, telling them what they're worth and what, you know, their price is, and telling them, oh, well, you're not good enough for me, so I'm going to return you. See, we're people, we're not items. And so I decided to come up with this great idea that would show people that your body, your mind, pretty much you are not made for sale. You're not to be sold, therefore you cannot be bought. So how in the world could you not be good enough? How could you not have worth? How could you be valueless if you're not even for sale? The definition of worthless is having no real value or use. So if you call a person worthless, you're pretty much saying that they're nothing, which if they're alive, they're here for a reason, so they're obviously something. Everybody was born for a purpose. And even people who die, they were here for that time period for a reason. God doesn't just make you just because he's bored. He has a set plan for you. Therefore, you obviously have worth. So the bullies and the mean people, you know, who are going around saying that, you know, you're just not cool enough, or you're not pretty enough, you're not smart enough, and just trying to make you feel bad about yourself and looking down on you, they're wasting their times and making themselves look stupid, and they're obviously, there's something going on with them where they have to say that about you, and it's not because you're not beautiful or anything, because I've actually never met an ugly person. I know that there's people who may be less attractive or less appealing, but I've never met an ugly person who just didn't even deserve to live. People who tell other people to go kill themselves and different things, you're pretty ridiculous, you know, and it's like, if you have the nerve to tell somebody else to kill themselves, you better have the nerve to kill your own self. And I'm not saying, oh, everybody go off themselves, but I'm saying you do not have any right, you should not have any type of permission to go around and say those type of things to people, because you don't know what they're carrying, you don't know their baggage, you don't know what they've been through. Even if you know them and you're best friends with them, and you know every single thing about their life, you still don't know how they feel inside. Like, people do have emotions, and it's not our fault that we do, it's all the chemicals and whatever in our brains, but it's still not right. You as a person do not have any say in what somebody is worth. So to call somebody worthless, you're mean. And like Eminem said in his Big Weenie song, if you say mean things, your weenie will shrink. So all you guys out there who call women worthless and treat them like they're nothing, you have a small penis. And that's why I made my page. Pretty much, I'm going to put an end to all this cruelty out there that humans are doing to other humans by trying to make them feel like they're not good enough, because that's not true. Because the only way that you are not good enough for anybody is if you are not good enough for yourself. But you should never, ever try to be good enough for somebody else. Only yourself. Do what makes you happy. Do what makes you who you are. Don't try to be somebody because somebody else is trying to change you. Do not change unless you feel like you need to change. If you know that you're doing something wrong, don't wait and, you know, hear it from somebody else. Recognize it yourself and make that change yourself, but do not do it just because somebody else is saying, oh, I don't like the way you dress because you dress slutty, so wear more clothes. No, you should wear more clothes because you know that it's chilly outside and you're going to get frostbitten kneecaps, and so, you know, there's no reason for me to dress like this. I have nobody to impress but myself because I know that I'm beautiful already. Everyone's already seen that I'm beautiful. I don't have to take that extra mile. I'm going to be doing a lot of things to better people, and a lot of people do have difficulty loving themselves, so when people call them worthless and different things, they believe it. And I think that's disgusting, and it's sickening that people believe what other people tell them, because other people are just saying it because they have insecurities about themselves. They are calling you worthless because usually when people say things like that, they're looking at themselves, really. They're seeing themselves in reflection. They're feeling like, I'm worthless, I'm this, I'm that. but I don't want to admit to that, so I'm going to throw it all on you and say that you're the one who needs to change, and you're the one who has to do this and do that, and you're the one who is not a good enough person. You should never ever tell somebody that they're not a good enough person and that they're nothing and they have no place in the world, because they're in the world, they have a place. And so do you. Even the person who's calling you worthless, they still have a place in the world. Everybody has a place in the world. Everybody is here for a reason, whether we like to believe that or not. There are two most important days in someone's life. It's the day they are born and the day they realize why they were born. Those everybody else is saying about you should not count. Only what you see in yourself. When you look in the mirror, how you feel and what you think is going on with you, and if you don't like your eyebrows and you get them waxed because you don't like them, not because Susie down the street says that they're too thick and that it makes you look like Drake. And that's all I'm saying. You have to love yourself, and you should never ever even consider that you're worthless or that you're not good enough for somebody else, because we're not objects that hold materialistic type of value. And we don't have price tags. So what do you mean I'm not worth this or worth that? Thank you.